kama uko na mobile phone kuna shida. Hapa ni gadget. Gadget. Kama hauna gadget, utakuwa mchenga wa nani hapa? Itasumbua itanyanyasika. So make sure that you prepare your gadgets, So we are having some few minutes to begin. We are only waiting for one person. Oh, we are already live. Thank you.
So thank you for joining us for this discussion. We're very happy to have you here, and this is a very important discussion that as young people of Bungoma we should be having, and I'm glad we're having it today. So without much further ado, I would like to welcome our moderator for this event today. This moderator, Fiasim Chache, she's a very big person, and allow me to read for you who she is, our lovely moderator for the day.
Deborah Kisangatsi is a seasonal media personality, journalist, and communications professional with extensive experience in media, public relations, and digital communications. She is the founder of BR advertising and marketing agency alias Bungoma Rentals, and currently serves as the Secretary General of the Emerging Leaders Foundation, ELF, alumni chapter. Passionate about storytelling and meaningful conversations, Deborah has moderated public dialogues, hosted media engagements, and facilitated discussions on governance, leadership, youth empowerment, and community development. She is excited to moderate the Kenya We Want podcast, bringing engaging, insightful, and people-centered conversations to the audience.
Jotham Busolo is a transformational leader, social innovator, and dairy farmer, dedicated to driving positive change and building a progressive society. With a strong commitment to community service, I champion inclusive development, youth empowerment, and sustainable livelihoods. As a dairy farmer, I promote agribusiness and value addition to improve household incomes and food security. I am a people-centered leader known for integrity, collaboration, and results. Currently, I am an MCA 2027 aspirant for Malakisi Ward, where I seek to advance transparent governance, quality service delivery, and equitable opportunities for all residents. I believe in leadership that listens, serves, and transforms communities. Guys, help me welcome Jotham Busolo. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Sophie Chebon Kimchong. Sophie Chebon Kimchong is an accomplished manager, youth leader, environmental and climate change specialist, and advocate for ethical leadership and good governance. She is passionate about advancing sustainable development, empowering communities, and strengthening citizen participation through responsible leadership and environmental stewardship. She holds a bachelor's degree in environmental planning and management and has successfully completed the senior management course, strengthening her expertise in strategic leadership, public administration, and governance. She is also a graduate member of the Environment Institute of Kenya, EIK, and an associate expert of the National Environment Management Authority, NEMA. With extensive experience in environmental governance and public sector leadership, Sophie champions practical, people-centered solutions that promote climate resilience, inclusive development, and accountable institutions. She believes that sustainable development is anchored in ethical leadership, responsible management of natural resources, and active citizen participation. Sophie is the co-founder of CRI Consulting Firm, where she contributes to advancing sustainable development and governance solutions, and the co-founder of Sauti Hub Kenya, a youth-led civic engagement platform that empowers young people to imagine solutions, engage in constructive dialogue, and influence positive change. Beyond her professional work, Sophie is dedicated to mentoring young women and men, inspiring them to become ethical, purpose-driven leaders and active citizens. She believes that an empowered, informed, and values-driven generation is the cornerstone of Kenya's future. Sophie believes that the Kenya we want is one where leadership is defined by integrity, governance is driven by accountability, development is environmentally sustainable, and every citizen, especially young people, is empowered to participate meaningfully in shaping the nation's future. Today, she joins us to share practical insights on how ethical leadership, youth empowerment, and sustainable development can help build a more just, inclusive, and prosperous Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Sophie Chebon Kimchong.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Benjamin Pascal W. Nabwana. Benjamin is a Kenyan youth leadership practitioner, governance advocate, social entrepreneur, and public speaker whose work is dedicated to empowering young people to become active citizens and transformational leaders. He currently serves as the Vice President and Head of Strategic Partnerships, Resource Mobilization and Corporate Relations at the Youth Parliament of Kenya YPK, where he champions strategic partnerships, youth participation in governance, and innovative approaches to leadership and public policy. Through this role, he has contributed to national conversations on civic engagement, democratic participation, youth empowerment, and sustainable development. Benjamin is also the founder of Destiny Carriers Initiative, DCI, a leadership and discipleship movement committed to developing purpose-driven leaders. He is a co-founder of Sauti Hub, a youth-led civic engagement platform built on the conviction that meaningful change begins when young people are empowered to imagine solutions, engage in constructive dialogue, and influence positive change. Guided by the motto Imagine, Engage, Influence, Sauti Hub creates spaces for young people to contribute to conversations on governance, education, climate change, peace, justice and human rights, economic empowerment, and health and well-being. Academically, Benjamin holds a Master of Business Administration, MBA, a Diploma in Information and Communication Technology, ICT, and a professional certification in counseling psychology. Most recently, he completed the School of Politics, Policy and Governance, SPPG Kenya, where he deepened his understanding of democratic institutions, public policy, governance systems, and citizen participation, knowledge he continues to translate into practical civic education for ordinary Kenyans. With more than a decade of professional experience spanning investigations, governance, leadership development, strategic partnerships, and community transformation, Benjamin is passionate about helping citizens understand that democracy is not only about elections, but about informed participation, accountable leadership, and strong institutions that serve the public interest. His life's work is driven by a simple but powerful belief: lasting national transformation begins when informed citizens choose to participate, not merely observe. Today, he joins us as a panelist to contribute to this important conversation on the Kenya we want, bringing practical insights on civic leadership, governance, youth participation, and the role of democratic institutions in shaping a more just, inclusive, and prosperous Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming
Benjamin Pascal W. Nabwana.
My name is Sophie Chebon, and today we are in Bungoma County on the great debate, the Kenya We Want, Bungoma edition.
And today tutakuwa tunazungumzia baadhi ya wakazi wa Bungoma. Tutaongea na kina mama ambao wako katika hali pilika za kuuza mboga kwenye soko. Tutaongea na pia wafanyabiashara katika maduka tofauti, na pia tutaongea na wana bodaboda ili kujua maoni yao kuhusu ni Kenya ipi ambayo wanaitazamia ama wanaitarajia. Na jina langu ni Benjamin Pascal Nabwana. Sophie, mwenzangu, basi hebu tuangalie, tuzungumze na wananchi wanaongea jinsi gani wanataka Kenya yao ambayo wanaitazamia iwe namna gani.
Kakangu, ukijua hii ni kaunti ya Mulembe na iko na vijana kadha wa kadha ambao wanajituma sana. Hivyo basi
barobaro
kabisa wenye
nguvu, tuongee na hao
acha tuzungumze nao.
Ozori?
Ndimula mumu.
Ezabali Pascal Nabwana.
Okay, Ezabali Emmanuel,
the one and only
opposition leader.
Kama wako opposition leader, yote tutaongea baadaye. Kwa sasa, Emmanuel, swali ambalo niko nalo kwako, katika hii pilika yako hii, ninajua kwamba umeangalia jinsi Kenya hii iko kwa saa hizi. Na kuna venye wewe pia kwa mtazamo wako unaona Kenya ambayo inafaa kukua. Sasa kwa maoni yako, Emmanuel, wewe unaona Kenya ipi ambayo unataka?
Mi Kenya yenye nataka in the future. Nataka Kenya yenye iko free from corruption. Hiyo number one. Yenye iko free from extrajudicial killings.
Hiyo ni point hapa.
Unaona? And then yenye inapea mwananchi freedom of speech, freedom of movement, and freedom of expression. So na ikuwe na pillars ngapi? 3. Ya kwanza accountability, ya pili public participation, na ikuwe na transparency. Hiyo ndio Kenya tunataka in the future.
Manuel, hii maneno yako ni kali. Kwani unaenda kugombea ama namna gani?
Sasa mimi mwenyewe si mwanasiasa, ama leader.
You're a leader.
If you are a leader, you mean what you say. So we always mean what we say.
You don't need to be a political leader, but you take responsibility.
We take responsibility.
Point kali sana. Asante mama. Mambo vipi?
Poa sana good.
Naitwa Pascal.
Yeah, naitwa Emmanuel.
Emmanuel.
Yeah.
Emmanuel, pleased to meet you.
Yeah, same.
So tunatembea katika mitaa ya Bungoma County.
Yeah.
Na tunafanya mazungumzo kuhusu na jambo ambalo linatusumbua katika nchi ya Kenya. So we are having a conversation about the Kenya that we want.
Yes.
Na ningependa tu kuchukua just some few minutes, 2 minutes at most, kupata maoni yako kuhusiana na wewe, Kenya gani ambayo unaitazamia, the Kenya that you want.
Okay. To my view, Kenya yenye nataka ni Kenya yenye labda ni Kenya yenye itasaidia mwananchi. Tuseme nikiongelea mwananchi najumulisha labda kijana, mzee, na hata tukiongelea wale I can say wale wenye wako hata watoto pia. That bracket. Nataka Kenya yenye inasikiza maoni ya mwananchi. Tuseme upande wa economy wise, nataka pia Kenya yenye inasikiza, inajua kwamba mwananchi anapitia hali ngumu upande wa mambo na location of resources. Tuseme kwa mfano kila sehemu ifurahie.
So unataka Kenya ambayo inasikiza mwananchi? Kenya ambayo inapili?
Kenya ambayo inasaidia hata vijana upande wa kazi. Then next pia nataka Kenya ambayo ina allocate resources to kila sehemu equally.
Lakini resources tunaambiwa kwamba inakuwa allocated. Mbona wewe unaona kwamba hiyo allocation inafaa ifanyike?
Okay. Kwangu
haijafika.
Kwangu mimi naweza sema in some instances hii allocation bado haijafika. Ndio some of them imefika, lakini nyingine bado. Kwa mfano tukienda upande wa mambo na stima, tukiangalia inasema imeconnectiwa kila sehemu, but ukienda in some instances villages huko ndani utakuta kwamba stima haijafika huko ndani.
Hiyo allocation kufika, wewe unaona inaweza fika namna gani?
Inafika. Sasa mimi kama kijana,
itafika namna gani?
Itafika baada ya mimi pia kuamka kwa usingizi. Nafikiria wakati naenda kupeana kura yangu, pia nikipeana najua kwamba nahitaji Kenya yenye itanisaidia. Sasa hapo ndio Kenya yenye nataka itatimia.
Sasa wewe kwa kufanya maamuzi
bora
ambayo itasaidia kuleta ile allocation ya resources nasema. Manuel, hapo uko sawa kabisa. Asante sana kwa maoni yako.
Karibu.
Sasa mama.
Poa sana.
Ariana.
Ndio mama.
Leo sisi tunazungumza, tunatembea umuhimu kujua tu maoni yako katika hii biashara yako, katika hali ya maisha. Hii Kenya unaitazamia vipi ama unaiona aje hii Kenya?
Kwa sasa tunashukuru Mungu ametupa uhai. Lakini maisha yenye tunapitia ni magumu sana. Kulingana na maisha ya saa hii. Tunajaribu tu, lakini kwa upande ya pesa kuna ni ile kung'ang'ana ili upate kidogo yenye utapata. Lakini kusema ukweli, Kenya saa hii sio Kenya yenye mimi niliona kwa miaka yenye imepita.
Maybe kwa maoni yako mama, wewe umeishi kwa zile miaka za hapo nyuma, umeishi kwa hii miaka ya saa hii. Ni nini unaona serikali ingeimprove ama ingetekeleza, ungeona maisha ingekuwa afadhali sana kwa ule mwananchi wa kawaida?
Maisha yetu kama wangetengenezako tu mambo ya finance. Finance ya Kenya saa hii mbaya. Tunapitia hali ngumu. Hata kama wangejaribu kama sisi wafanyi biashara tuweze kupata hata kama loans, kama grants, zingetuinua at least, hata tungehangaika vile tunahangaika sasa.
Kwa mama, wewe unataka washughulikie maneno ya loans ili mfanyi biashara akaweze kuziaccess kwa urahisi, pia mwananchi akwe na pesa kwa mfuko
at least.
Ule common mwananchi ule unaita wanjibu kupata pesa katika mfuko yake.
Ndio
jambo lingine la mwisho mama.
Halafu tena kwa upande ya maisha ya watoto, hata shule, kama sisi tuna watoto shule, na hata help peke yake saa hii hatupati, scholarship hatupati. Na hizi biashara yetu ndogo, hata tuking'ang'ana kupata tu pesa, kulipa tu hiyo pesa kama ya shule imekuwa ngumu.
Asante mama, anazungumzia maneno ya health, maneno ya scholarship. Yani nisho tunataka masomo yawe accessible ya ile mwananchi wa kawaida akaweze kuipatia kwa haraka ama kwa ile na uwezo ambao ako nao. Mama, jambo lingine la mwisho labda ile maybe kulingana na wewe tukizingatia kwa sawa. Moja tu, jambo moja.
Hospitali, mambo ya SHA imekuwa ngumu. Hata unaweza kuwa unalipanga hiyo SHA, lakini ukienda ukifika hospitali unakuta wanakuambia lipa akaunti yako haiko active.
Asante mama. Mama, asante. Umezungumzia mambo ya SHA. Tunaitazamia Kenya ambayo itakuwa sawa, ambayo kila mwananchi atafurahia kuishi ndani. Asante sana kwa muda wako mama.
Asante.
Asante sana na kutakia kila la heri.
Asante.
Asante. Welcome to Bungoma County. Sisi tuko katika Bungoma yetu hii, tunauliza wananchi maoni yao kuhusiana na Kenya ambayo wanaitazamia. Majina yangu mimi naitwa Peter Wafula na niko hapa na mwana bodaboda. Na tafadhali tu maybe watuambie jina lako na ni Kenya gani ambayo wanaitazamia.
Okay, mimi kwa majina naitwa Cyprian Wanyama, nikiwa incoming MCA Alaba Ward. Japo kuwa naendesha pikipiki. Mimi Kenya yenye mimi nataka Kenya ambayo tuko na uhuru wa kujieleza, tuko na uhuru wa kuandamana, tuko na uhuru wa kusikizwa na viongozi wetu, na pia tuko na uhuru pia wa kufanya kila ambacho tunahitaji as long as tusigatie maisha ya alafu Kenya pia yenye nataka ikuwe free from corruption. Wewe ukienda kuapply kazi unapata kazi.
Unapata kazi sasa. Na nikuulize tena swali lingine. Hiyo nchi ambayo unaitazamia, unasema kwamba unataka Kenya ambayo haina corruption, Kenya ambayo viongozi wanasikiza wananchi. Nikuulize swali lingine la pili. Hii nchi ambayo unaitazamia, mambo maoni yako, hii nchi tunawezaje ifikia? Tunawezaje ifikia hii nchi ambayo viongozi wanasikiza wananchi, hii nchi ambayo haina corruption?
Chenye tunatakana tufanye, tuende tushike kadi ya kura. Vijana tutokeze, tuko na hii initiative inaitwa tuko kadi. Vijana washike kura, tuende tubadilishe viongozi wale wazee waweze kutolewa, tuko na viongozi wa sasa ambao wana deal na issues that affect the common mwananchi. Watu ambao issues ambazo viongozi ambao wana deal na issues ambazo zina affect sisi. Na hao viongozi watatusaidia so that tufikie ile Kenya ambayo tunataka.
Unasema issue ya maana ni vijana wakuwe kadi. Wapige kura.
Vijana wakuwe kadi, wa mama, kila mtu mwenye ako Kenya shike naenda apige kura. Aseme kura itakusaidia. Kura itakusaidia iwapo utaenda upige kura usaidike.
Asante sana. Nashukuru kwa maoni.
We are the educated youth. Now, these politicians who speak about is because they don't stick to the law. So the Kenya I want is very simple. I just want constitutionalism and you stick to the law. What does the law say? If you know what the law says, you won't be corrupt. You won't do those dubious things you hear about. So it's ethics. Because we have chapter 6 of the Kenyan Constitution. If our leaders stick to chapter 6, we won't have any issue. And do you know, my friends and fellow young guys, if all people stuck to the 2010 Constitution, we wouldn't be even here. Why are we here?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Okay, my name is Faith Nafuna Wahungu. Okay, thank you. I'm the woman representative of Bungoma, Bunge la Mwananchi, acting woman representative and woman representative aspirant 2027. The first thing, thank you so much. The first thing I want to say this, thank you so much for coming up with this platform to discuss the issues that matters our county and our country. Mimi kitu naweza sema ni kuwa we are still living in the dark past and the dark present. And what I can say, sisi kama Kenya, we are dreaming to become the middle income country by 2030. Saizi tuko 2026. We are remaining without around 4 years, right? mkiangalia kuna possibility ya kufika Singapore kweli. Okay, my point is this, I talk about the economic prosperity, and on economic prosperity I talk about jobs, industry and food security. I want a Kenya where it will prioritize on creating sustainable and innovative environment for our youths. Kazi isikuwe ni kwamba it's based on who knows you and who you know. I need a country or a Kenya where it's free of corruption, tribalism and nepotism. The available opportunities zenye ziko in our country was na revolve to around the people who knows each other. Nowadays it depends on who you know and what you have. So you find that the largest population of our young people who come from humble backgrounds wanakuwa disadvantaged juu hawana shamba yenye wanaweza uza wahongane pesa. Hatuna ma-uncles, ma-auntie na manani kwa county governments and national governments. So it become tricky for us to get these opportunities. Ziko si ati ziko lakini nalingana ni nani anakujua. On industrialization, I want to focus on this, what do I say? Buy Kenya, build Kenya. What am I saying? So we need to empower our local industries and our local manpower in our country, ndo to focus on kununua kila kitu yenye tunataka tukue tunapata in our country. See at 80% of our goods tuna import outside the country to support the economy ya watu wa nje, na sisi pia we have everything, we have the resources to come up with industries, to invest in our local industries and buy everything in our industry and in our country. The last thing is about food security. I'm looking for a country where what I invest so much in agriculture, that is smart, climate smart agriculture. Saizi by the way, watu wengi tuko maskini sana because hatuna chakula kwa manyumba zetu. And when you don't have food, insecurity cases zinakuwa high, wizi inakuwa high, kila kitu inaharibika, watoto hawataenda shule wasome. But when we invest in agriculture, which is the backbone of our country, tutakuwa in a position ya kukuwa na sustainable livelihood and sufficient food supply. Thank you so much and thank you.
Good morning again. My name is Java. Natoka Mskoma. Ndaongelea vitu tatu peke yake.
Kila mtu atafikiwa. Kila mtu atafikiwa kindly.
Upande education. Ningekuwa na uwezo, unaweza pata in this country there's a lot of funding in education. Unapata kuna basari ya MCA, ya mbunge, sijui women rep. Hawezi kati pamoja pesa weke pamoja, then wameki pesa hii education ikuwe free. Unapata unakuja unapata kama ujulikana ule mtu pale uweze kuwa funded. Unapata zile pesa.
Thank you so much.
Good morning team. My name is Wanyonyi Jasper. I come from Chwele, pokea salamu ya Chwele. Now my point goes in hand with what the woman rep has said before. We have our own resources. We have our own industries within Bungoma and Western at large. I wish to request that if our leaders could find a chance to make public participation useful in helping the problems zenye zinatokea kwa hizo industries, we could have a better Western. For instance, saizi kuna drought. It's going to affect a lot of farmers who produce cash crops. That means next year tuna prepare kuwa na janga la njaa. Na kwa hivyo serikali ingetusaidia kwa njia ya kutafuta vile watu wanapata maji through irrigation and all those methods. Lakini kwa sababu we don't use public participation meaningfully, we don't get the necessary benefits as farmers. I also want to request that our industries should not be privatized in case one has need to benefit from them. Let's privatize them because we want our farmers to grow. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. We are also live on YouTube at Sarah House. Please, you can.
I'm Buke Kevin Chimotei. I said I'm from Lwandani, Sirisia constituency. I will not forget, I was the former president, Kisiwa National Polytechnic. I led Kisiwa to be a national polytechnic. Clap for me. Apart from that, I also led Kisiwa to be the first the first national technical institute in terms of academic. Clap for them. Okay, that is the Kenya we want. I just want to say a few things. Actually, Kenya, we are lacking civic education. You will see people maybe shouting 2-term or maybe 1-term because we don't understand what entails in the constitution. First of all, we have leaders in place. I don't know why people keep on saying that in the future. Your future is now. Don't put yourself in future. So what I want to say, currently we are facing a challenge in the education system. I don't know if it is us to win, maybe to win the history that when I'm elected, I should change the education system. That one will not help us. If we are so much accountable, we need to improve the system, the education system we are having, the model we are the model of funding, so that we don't mess up with this kind of maybe funding model. We may find ourselves shouting because we don't know. We have elected leaders, but we don't put them to account their work. For example, we don't know an MCA should run which docket. An MP should run which docket. Currently, we are seeing Kenya, many of us are seeing Kenya in a mess because we don't understand. We can see, for example, an MP in a given matanga saying that I gave out bursaries. Those are our tax. We should account. If you listen to people, you might find that many of them walitoa pesa kwa mfuko ndio wakapata those bursaries. So we need to account these people. Some of us tunapigia watu kura wanaingia kwa ofisi, lakini they put people in those offices who are incompetent. They don't know the qualities. Somebody is suffering from fees. Lakini wewe unataka kuchukua pesa ili umpatie bursary of 10,000. Secondly, or maybe the last
kindly.
Yes. tunaweza pata TSC should employ teachers. Sina ukweli? Lakini as we speak today, utapata yule leader ako kwa ground anasema nilipewa slots nikasaidia huyo mwenzetu. Behind the scene alitoa pesa. Since when the MP has started to be the officer from the TSC? Actually, we need to put this Kenya. Let's not shout about 1-term or 2-term. Let us replace leaders who can serve this nation. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. My name is Isaac Wanjala Wanyonyi, also known as Papa Frank MC Aspran Milima Award. A lot of titles will come later. Meanwhile, the Kenya I want. The first thing, I want a Kenya that walks the talk, not a Kenya that talks the walk. Because unfortunately, the Kenya we are in right now is a Kenya that talks the walk. We will do. But a Kenya that we need and we want is a Kenya that is already working.
All right.
How is that coming to play? We have what my the other predecessor said, that the constitution respecting the rule of law. How do we begin from that point? We have these changes that Kenya is making, or Kenya leadership is making. Unfortunately, it is not people-centered change. You know, we have people-centered, citizen-centered change, and we have leadership-centered change, whereby mimi ndio MCA ama MP ama senator, governor, president. Ninakaa kwa nyumba yangu na bibi yangu kwa bedroom, baada ya kumaliza ile kitu tunaanza kuulizana, unaona hii county tuifanyaje? Kila ananiambia ndio unatoka nje. I come out and start implementing without doing what we call genuine public participation. We come to a place whereby a leader comes and buys some few citizens. Because the Kenya we are in now is already a Kenya whereby almost everybody is poor. Even those who think they are not, they are. You get? So that small token comes in to buy you so that you can say what you've been told to say, not to give your generous or your genuine opinions. Sure. So as I finish, the Kenya we want is a Kenya whereby every Kenyan understands the importance of leadership and politics. Not just a Kenya whereby everybody is just there or people are just there waiting till the end or till the time of whenever we want to near the electioneering period. Then that is when now people start doing ghost like projects, zile vitu za kutengeneza njia, mnakuja wacha nitumie lugha mzuri, kuhura. Unaleta bulldozer inahura tu kidogo hivi alafu inasonga. Inahura tu kidogo na inajisenda, si ndio? We want, kama ni kutengeneza the roads, kufanya nini, let everything be standard. Isifanyike kidogo substandard so that pesa kidogo ibaki kwa mfuko wapeane. Lastly, contractors. We need a Kenya whereby the resources shared are used within the locality whereby the resources have been allocated. For instance, CDF.
Thank you so much. If we all give, thank you. The last person, a lady, please. Nimeona, give a lady, please. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm Caroline Chemtai from Bungoma, Mount Elgon. I would like to have a Kenya that embraces the cultural preservations. Like in Kenya now, in Bungoma here, I know, not even Bungoma, generally all over the country, if we embrace our cultural values, we can gain a lot through that. For example, our tradition, our community, tradition, languages, customs, we have heritage sites. We know all these things. If we embrace them, it can boost our economy through culture, it will boost tourism, for example. Like here in Kenya, we have so many activities that can boost tourism. For example, cultural festivals. We have traditional dances, historical sites. I want to give a very simple example, like here in Bungoma.
Yeah.
Recently, we had UNESCO. And they came here to promote and boost our culture here in Bungoma. And you see this team of Kamabeka.
Yes.
They are already being enacted into UNESCO, which in return, I know they are going to also have the cake of the UNESCO just in case of anything. So I think if we embrace our cultural practices, we gain a lot. It will make sure, it will promote education in research also, in diverse cultural practices which you have in Kenya from different 40 communities in Kenya, all tribes.
Yes.
Another thing, it will also promote behavior. You know, with our cultural, we have so many things that promote good behavior, all those things. I think is one of the key things we should embrace as our Kenya.
Thank you so much. Tujipigie makofi tafadhali. Your point uko nayo usimalize, iweke tu conversation, the conversation is still going on. Unaweza post pale kwa mtandao #to participate. Tell us the Kenya that you want on your socials. Also tag us at Sarah House, the Kenya I want Western region. Asanteni sana. Before I indulge more, we also have our panelists who are here with us today, and I also want to give them an opportunity to tell us what is the Kenya they envision, because they are young people. Mulisikia CV zao, si ni ukweli? Sasa tunataka tusikie pia watuambie ni Kenya gani ambayo wanatutakia sisi kama wakazi wa kaunti ya Bungoma. I'll start on my far right. Pascal.
Thank you, Deborah. Good morning. And I really want to appreciate every one of you that has showed up. We invited and we have responded. So this is an opportunity for us to actually have some deep-seated conversation concerning the Kenya that we want. On my end, what the Kenya that we want actually begins with the Kenyans that we become, will be my statement, as simple as it is. My brother over there said it, and I'm just emphasizing that we are envisioning a particular Kenya, but it is going to be determined by the kind of Kenyans that we become. Not even before we get to the leaders. I'll put it at that.
Thank you, Pascal. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much. I'm somebody who is passionate on mentorship, especially of the young people. And most of the time when you interact with these young people, there are challenges they go through, especially the girl child and the young mothers. So I look forward to a Kenya where we will have tax-free sanitary pads and diapers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sophie.
Habari zenu. Actually, the Kenya One conversation today is one of its own kind. Because I've even realized that within among ourselves, we have women rep designates. You know, we have former presidents. I hope we have a constitutional office with heavy packs that can help you to move around. Now, from my end, the Kenya we want is actually a self-sustaining system that cuts across politics, economics, social life, and environment. What I mean is that decisions that are being made should be based on what we say as common people. Because we all realize that the 2010 Constitution appreciates the fact that we, the people, are supreme, right? But currently the projects being implemented in the country, the decisions being made are done by a few for selfish interests. So once again, thank you so much for showing up. Be blessed.
Thank you so much. Let us clap for our panelists. Wametuelezea the Kenya we want. We have listened to the youths kwa streets. Wametuelezea the Kenya we envision. Tumesikiza audience. Wametuelezea the Kenya we want. Tumesikiza stories za accountability. Hatutaki corruption. Healthcare ikuwe top notch. All these can be achieved kama sisi tunakuja pamoja and we have meaningful engagements kama zenye tuko nayo siku ya leo. Si ukweli? Asanteni sana. Sasa kama vile tumefanya hivi, tumesema hii Kenya ambayo tunaitaka, Kenya ambayo tunataka tuione, na vile mmoja wetu amesema hatuwezi sema future, it is now, na ni sisi ambayo tunaweza badilisha. Sasa kama tukiangalia hivi, how can we make sure that we get there and have that the Kenya that we want? Labda I just introduce maybe Sophie to tell us more on how can we get there. Tuko na hii Kenya ambayo tunasema tunataka kukuwa na a good constitution that we can stick on, where we have good healthcare facilities, and also Kenyans have a voice yenye wanasikizwa na leaders wetu. Thank you, Sophie.
Thank you. I was very keen when we mentioned our aspirations of the Kenya we want. And as young people, we have a role to realize that Kenya that we want. You have a very critical role for you to decide and even shape the conversation on the Kenya we want. So most of the time, youths, we've been in a space where we some kind of assume there is somebody somewhere who is supposed to take that responsibility. Maybe I'll just pose one question, and I want all of us just to just meditate on that very question, and maybe it will help us guide and realize the critical role that we have to build the Kenya we want. The question is, imagine Kenya is being built currently from scratch. Imagine there is nothing that really existed. We are beginning it now, today. If you are one of those architects involved in building it, what is that first brick that you will lay? What is that brick that you will lay? So what I'm just saying is, youths, you have a very critical role in playing and molding this Kenya that all of us wish to be in. All of us are going through these issues. This one is regardless of where you are, regardless of 1 term, 2 term. When you go to the market to buy bread, it is 65 shillings. However, if you're in 1 term, you will buy at 65. 2 term, it's 65. So these are issues that cuts across and affects all of us, regardless of the religion, regardless of the tribe, regardless of the place of this country where you come from. So youths, we need to really take a space actively in shaping this Kenya. Thank you.
Sophie, maybe how can the government actually respond to the citizen needs? Because they have mentioned all these needs. How can the government respond to those needs?
Thank you so much. I'm glad that all of us who are here. However, and the current Kenya is very interesting. You'll have a graduate who is a boda man. So this is somebody who understands what is going on. All of us have spoken here. People have papers. So the best way we need to raise our issues to be addressed. Government doesn't respond to you fidgeting. Government doesn't respond to you demonstrating. Government doesn't respond to you when you insult people on social media. Government has a way of addressing your issues. We've seen how government passes policies. We've seen how government passes various legislations. There is a procedure. A bill is tabled in parliament. We get MPs debate over it. At the end of the day, MPs now take a stand. Those of the majority side have their say. Those of the minority side have their way. So all of us need to now look for those channels. These are our representatives. These are our leaders we've elected in the various capacities. So we need to look for them. If we are not one of them, then we need to look for them, present our issues so that they can go to parliament and table them. Go to the county assemblies and table them. That is the only way we can present our issues to be tabled in parliament, to be tabled in county assemblies, to be put in law, so that at the end of the day, the issues that affect us are addressed. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sophie. Pascal, we've listened to Sophie. She's told us to move to parliaments, to move to county assemblies and table our grievances as young people. But you realize that most of us, kama young people, tumeenda streets, tumepost online, tumekuwa na hashtags, tukisema tunataka reforms na vitu kama hizo. So as a youth who has been in leadership space, labda maybe you can just explain to us on how can we express ourselves in an organized way so that we can make sure that our voices are heard by our leaders or the people who need to bring these changes to us.
Thank you. Honestly, I think there is a apathy amongst the Kenyans, and mostly the young people, that the government isn't responding to what they are raising. And that is partly true. And the reason to why that is so is because for a very long time, I guess, we have lacked to have what we call a continuous process that consistently addresses the issues that needs to be addressed. What we have been doing for the longest time is we only do what I call reactive address. Whereby we wait until something has gone south. That's when we actually come up and we raise our issues. You can look at, for instance, when there are issues within the education sector, it is not an ongoing continuous process that keeps on going so that these issues are adequately handled. We will hear teachers are going on strike, schools will be halted, children will be at home for about a month, 2 months, 3 months. And then at that particular point, a situation will be done just to curtail that particular problem for just a little bit. You will hear there is an MOU that has been made between the leaders representing the teachers union and the government, and the promise is we will sort this particular thing at this particular time. So they pay just a little bit of that, and then the waters calm down.
Sure.
But you find after a certain period again, when that has not been done, then the reaction comes. So what I believe we need to do, especially also as young people, we have I'm so amazed by one thing within the youth space that I've been working and trying to understand how we deal with issues, especially as young people in this country, based on the problems that we encounter, is that we have formation of many organizations. In itself, it is something that is very positive. It is good. The more that we have, it means that we are creating an opportunity to have an infrastructure that gets even to the least one. The least one, I'm talking about young people from the grassroots, the villages, the wards, right? They should get an opportunity because we have so many. But then again, we have not turned that as a positive thing. We have now used it in the negative way, whereby because most of the times these organizations we have are to push for economic empowerment, healthcare, whatever, all these things. But you find that we are all looking towards a particular source that needs to fund the activities that we do. So if Sophie has an organization, Jotham has an organization, I have an organization, the best thing we could do is to team up, form a consortium, then use that one as a system, and then bring every young person that belongs to all this organization under that one umbrella. So if the funding are available for us to address a particular thing, it is possible for us to deal with it in that manner. But if Jotham is applying for that separately, Sophie is doing separately, I'm doing separately, chances are only one person will be able to be given that particular funding. So what will happen? Jotham has the resources, we don't. He does the activity in his own way. Now, whoever has funded the organization is counting on the fact that Jotham will actually adequately handle the issues, the problems that he has said, I'm going to handle these issues about the young people. It's a health issue or whatever. But it will be more of a checkbox. I do an activity for the sake of doing it, not really handling the problem in itself. Because now we did not actually get an opportunity to get that funding, so he will hide that from us, because tukijua, we will look for him to share the resources with us. So what I'm saying is this: the issue is we have similar problems, but we find that there are some people that will take lead to handle these issues, and we put our trust that they will do that. But when they get the resources needed to actually handle the issues adequately, it becomes more like an activity to check a box that this thing was done. But we have not actually solved the problem that needed to be solved. So what I'm saying is this: especially with the young people, we need to create a system that keeps us having a continuous process of highlighting these issues. Not only when there has not been a response that we want, then we come up, we react. Because nowadays we've seen, tukitoka tukienda kwa street, already they have known on how to handle us. The moment they have managed that, then the voice has already gone. So we should stop from being reactive to creating a continuous system that addresses the issue every single time, continuously.
Wow. Thank you so much. Wow. I think all of us are going to leave this session today with wisdom that we can take back to our constituencies back at home. And of course, we are still live on Sarah House. Make sure you tag us in your posts to participate. Jotham, as I come to you, young people have talked about the reforms they want. They have talked about how they want to do the reforms. Of course, we have been doing it maybe the sweet way, but our panelists here have told us in mechanisms in which we can use to make sure that our voices are heard and reforms are brought to our constituencies or to our counties. But let me ask you, who has the power and the influence for us to have a better Kenya from your point of view?
Thank you so much. You know, the persuasive sentiments that have been pronounced by these guys communicates the fact that the Kenya won't happen by accident. Actually, it's through deliberate courage, active citizenship, and taking the bull by its horns the way are doing this. I make a lot of reference to the 2010 promulgated constitution. Once again, may I remind all of us that we, the people, have the supreme power to bring what I could call sustainable reforms. Now, those sustainable reforms cannot be actualized when you guys, you are in an alpha state. You know, when you realize that the Finance Bill 2024 has been passed, that's when you hit the streets to lament. No. Those sustainable reforms can be realized through a legal framework where you at the table, you make laws that actually meet your needs. Now, we are blessed as a country that the same Katiba has established various institutions of lawmaking, right? Where as young people can have a seat and make your voice be heard through a legal framework. Colleagues have talked about the parliament is one of them, be it the national parliament or the county assembly. We also have this what we call civil society organizations. You can actually join CSOs. You can actually join and make reforms. We have something that's now of great importance to you young people, where you can bring reforms, is what we call the political parties. Right? I think we'll talk more about that, but for now, that's what I can say, that reforms, it's us to bring the reforms through various well-established institutions as arranged in the 2010 promulgated constitution. Santin.
Thank you so much, Jotham. I think I agree with you. If we have organized groups, we can be able to validate our voice as young people and put it out there. And you've mentioned a very important issue here. And some of us, we make decisions thinking that the decisions we are going to make at the ballot box, you know, decision inaenda kufanya leaders were the best leaders that we've put out there. But you've mentioned the part of political parties, which play a huge role in all these things that we are talking about today. So maybe if I just ask Pascal, where does the political parties get involved, or how are they organized so that we can get good leaders to put out there, and how can young people also get involved to know that the political parties play a major role in the leaders that we get to vote for at the ballot box?
Well, that is it's an interesting issue.
Yeah.
Political parties are the expectation of political parties are that they should be the vehicles for reform.
Mm-hmm.
And that they are supposed to be rightly so.
Mm-hmm.
Though we also have some underlying challenges that we've seen in the country, and that's why we see a lot of apathy among us young people. I've walked the streets and I've met young people when I ask them if they are even aware of what these political parties do or what they actually carry.
Yeah.
Many of them just say, I don't know. And I'm not even part of it.
Yeah.
And that is because I look at, sometimes I also look at this situation whereby at the moment, anyone in the crowd who knows how many we have in the country right now, how many political parties we have in the country? So I think as of last month, we had 103.
Wow.
103.
In Kenya.
In Kenya. And so what usually tends to confuse many people is that the issues that we are addressing could be around 10 or 11 specific, and they are all categorized in terms of the ministries or the departments that are even devolved in county governments. And you find there are these issues are addressed through the party's manifestos and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that is where young people need to be.
Yeah.
But now, many of these are actually created out of convenience. They're created out of convenience, and that's why we're having so many.
Sure.
And so you find that young people now are confused. Where do I actually belong to? Because if I am to sit down and identify myself in one, I have to evaluate 103 of them, what they stand for, what their ideologies are, what their values are, so that I can actually be able to see which one fits the values and ideologies that I actually want, so that I can be able to see how I take my part to be in them. But they are very, very important. And there are several of them out there that we can really be able to be part and parcel of. But the ones that we have been shown in our face, right in our faces every single day, they don't really represent that. And that's why I believe many Kenyans are not willing to be part of them.
Yes.
But as my brother Jotham has said, it is one of the most important vehicle that we can be able to have our issues channeled. So the only thing is we need to take our time and be able to go through and evaluate based on what we value, the ideologies that we believe in. If they are matching that, then you actually specifically identify which one to belong to and create your path through that.
Yeah. Sophie, maybe most of us young people also only think about political parties during elections. Maybe you can just try and explain to us, are there any other advantages or things that political parties do beyond campaigns? Because most of us tunajuanga tu, maybe mtu akisimama kwa political party fulani ndio tunampea kura. Lakini there are other things maybe that us young people don't understand what they do beyond campaigns.
Thank you so much. What stands out. Sorry. One thing that stands out is political parties are playing a very crucial role. And maybe I'll just use a recent example.
Yeah.
Not to offend anyone, but just as an example for us to learn. Is it last week, the official memo came out of Sifuna being ousted as now the Secretary General of ODM. You saw how painful it is. So what I'm just saying is political parties, apart from carrying out elections and all that, has a role of molding and shaping the leadership that we want as a country. This is where you will take a lead as a youth leader. You will play a very crucial role in championing for the party activities. There is the women league positions for the women. There is the NEC management council in that party. And these are places where very crucial decisions are made. So as a youth who is in this house, that political party has a role of shaping the leadership that you are supposed to execute in future. I've seen there are so many potential leaders in this house. But now, how do we get that opportunity if you're not in a political party? If you get a political party, there are always capacity building programs in those political parties that are sponsored by various organizations like the CMD, the Oslo, and all that. So these are just platforms for the youth to be groomed into the good leaders that all of us are aspiring for. So youths, that is a place that your leadership, and all of us can agree with us, all these prominent leaders that we have in this country have always rose through ranks in the various political parties. We've seen the Sifuna, our own son from this county of Bungoma. He has risen through ranks in the ODM party. We've seen the SG Omar from Mombasa in the UDA party. These are people who have grown through political parties. And recently, Omanyo from Busia, somebody whom people didn't even imagine can be an SG. But because she was in a political party, then she was entrusted to be an SG. So once you're in a political party and you are active, you're not just saying you join a political party and take a backbench. You take an active role. Be a youth leader, be a women league leader, be an elected leader, the way all of us are aspiring for. So join these parties, take an active role. It will really shape your understanding of the various issues that face the common mwananchi, or rather the Wanjiku. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sophie. Jotham, I have a question for you. Maybe do you think that political parties influence policies, budgets, and laws in Kenya?
Absolutely. They're actually critical functions that are performed by various political parties within the country. And one of them, when you look at the Political Parties Act 2011,
yeah,
those who may have the privilege of interacting with that section,
mm-hmm.
one of the functions of political party is actually to make laws, policies. How do you make laws?
Mm-hmm.
I want to use a specific example.
Yeah.
If UDA wants to make a policy on affordable healthcare,
mm-hmm.
they'll have to draft a bill through the Office of Leader of Majority,
okay,
or through what we call the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee,
mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So that draft bill is now taken to the Parliament for consideration and ratification by members.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it's actually being presented on the floor of the House.
Mm-hmm.
To give various views, a bill has various sections, Article 1, Article 2,
mm-hmm.
and even go up to 169.
Yeah.
Now, that's how you make a law.
Okay.
So you can make a law, for example, on how to enhance entrepreneurship. Let's say people who are innovative enough,
mm-hmm.
they can establish a hub where you walk in with your business plan, you pitch your idea, then you are funded.
Mm-hmm.
That can be made possible through a law. And yes, it's only mostly, like actually 9%,
mm-hmm.
laws, policies are formulated by political parties.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when laws are formulated, these laws can be either sustainable
mm-hmm.
or not sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
For example, in 2013, there was a bill that was introduced in Parliament by Eden Duale
mm-hmm.
touching on matters of security. And that bill actually seemed to violate the basic human rights of Kenyans to right of expression.
Mm-hmm.
The recent one, there was that formulated what we call the anti-cyber whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That bill was actually meant to curtail your freedom of expressing yourself on social media. But informed Kenyans went to court, and some sections of that law
yeah.
were declared null, void, and unconstitutional.
Mm-hmm.
So just know that everywhere you go, parties make laws.
Mm-hmm.
Those laws are binding. Those binding laws make people to have power.
Yeah. Thank you. So if you have something to add?
Maybe the way my brother has just mentioned, I saw when this thing of affordable housing came up, all of us were very surprised. Like, we don't need houses. Oh, why are they taxing us?
Mm-hmm.
But are you aware that ODM, UD, any other party, those were part of their manifestos? There was something on universal health coverage. There was something about affordable housing.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see something the government implementing, it is not out of the blues. This thing was planned somewhere in a political party. People contributed ideas towards it. So it's only that most people are not really knowledgeable or are not informed on what these manifestos contain. So we normally just go to the ballot, tick, na unaenda nyumbani, mimi nimepiga kura mzee. Haujui ni nini umeweka tick. So all of us should be really proactive. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think sasa hivi vile najua nikisema tu mtu akona swali mikono zote hapa ndani zitaenda. Si ni ukweli? Lakini before we get to that, of course we'll give you guys an opportunity to ask a question or a comment on this very objective topic. Sasa Pascal, I want to put this to you. As a youth in Bungoma County, I'm very sure if I'm speaking, I'm a voice for other youths too. We are really frustrated by political parties. Wengine hata tunaogopa because tunajua hizi political parties ziko na godfathers ama ni transactional. Hata tukienda huko unatuambia tukienda huko to make sure we are active. Tutakuwaje active na kuna wenye party wenyewe wamekaa huko mbele hawataki hata tukusikiza vijana wanasema nini. Utaambiwa sisi tumekuwa kwa hii party 10 years, wewe ndio umeingia leo, pesa yako hata haitoshi, Of course they are more of transactional. Na watu wengi pia wanaona kwamba maybe if I'm in a certain region, I have to go to this specific party for me to go through. Umesikia kuna aspirants wengi hapa ndani. Maybe at this point, why should young people still engage in political parties, even with the fears and frustrations that we have about political parties?
Well, the answer or the response to that is just as simply as Jotham and Sophie have put it. We can do all reactive actions. We can go to the streets, we can do all that. Remember in 2024, during the finance budget protest, the young people really pushed, and that was supposed to be the turning point of everything in this country. But what exactly happened? You know, like when we look at that particular time and right now, has there been anything much that has really changed? What I can see, what has changed is that the strength and the vigor and the energy that young people had in 2024, right now, it has already been curtailed. To be curtailed, yani they have handled it. Wamenyonga. No, not that I'm
let
wrong.
Let us respect each other's opinion. We also have an opportunity to speak our own opinions.
The reason why I'm saying it has been handled, manhandled or suppressed, if that's the better term that I can use, is because you can see the subsequent things that have happened. Like we were to have the memorial of what happened. There were posters or the call to action that was sent out. Let us come out. I would have expected the same turnout that was there during that particular time. But each year as it going, that vigor and the energy we had in 2024 is not the same. The reason why I'm saying it's not the same is because the situation has been manhandled. You get? Because many of us now going out to the street, you know, it is either you are afraid a bullet will go through your body, or you will disappear. By the time either we get to hear where you are in a coffin or whatever. But I'm not saying it is all dead and gone. No, it is there. That passion is there. The only thing now we need to do is to work smart, not work hard. Working hard is moving to the street with, even finding whatever businesses are there, disrupting, putting the cars to flames and all that. That situation cannot actually change anything. We need now to come back to the drawing board. In as much as the issues that have been raised here, there is, the gatekeeping. We have people who are wenye chama, as it is known, right? There is a way we can actually enter into these political parties in a manner that can actually respond to us. So these 2 million strong people that went to the street in 2024, what if these numbers actually joined the political parties with one voice? As young people, these are our issues that we are pushing. We want the political parties to actually consider them. Right? If you have that strength in numbers, speaking in unison, you actually get that particular voice to listen to what you are saying. However, there is also another way that we also need to understand that most of the times, decisions made in these political parties, the reason why we get to hear that there are people who own the political parties is because there are various ways in how these people come into these parties. One of these could be someone is a shrewd business person. They do amazing businesses out there. So they have money, influence. So the moment they get into the political party, most of these political parties also have levels on how you join, right? You can join in as a mobilizer, you can join in as a what? Those levels that you can actually get into these political parties. So the reason why most of us as young people, our voices doesn't really seem to matter a lot in these political parties is because many of us are hatuna kakitu. So tukiingia kwa party inakuwa ngumu ku-influence anything in these political parties because guys, we are broke. Kusema ukweli, si ndio? And so you get to hear like someone who holds various businesses doing well, akiingia kwa hiyo chama anapatiwa a certain level of membership in that particular political party, platinum or gold, based on the amount. There, I heard about 50,000 shillings sijui na kupatia level gani, 100,000 shillings, there is 200,000 shillings. So those levels in the political parties is what usually makes the voices of others that don't have the same to be curtailed. So how then do we get our voices to be heard as much as these people who come in these political parties with that particular kind of influence?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Our numbers is something that is very important. You get? Remember, they can't do anything without you young people. They can't do anything without you young people. They can have the money. But when they want to actually mobilize numbers for the political parties, it is in the grassroots. They will risk those resources into our hands as young people. And we are the one that will actually go and do the hard work to mobilize, to bring the numbers into the party. So what if we use the numbers in a way that it is not going to be us being used tokenistically to be given money so that we actually jump according to how high they ask us, but rather we also are able to push some specific things that we want to see in the party in that particular manner. So our numbers are, number one, an advantage for us and on how we enter to influence decisions in those particular political parties. Second and last, as I take it back, can we also start doing capacity building of our own selves as young people? You get? If we have so many economic empowerment, someone talked here about the kind of resources that we have. How about through the organizations that we have, we map out what are the resources that are available at the counties, so that we now get ourselves directly able to access these particular resources. Many a times is that we go in alienated way. Unapata tu is just an organization that is looking for this resource. As I was saying earlier on, like we can always come up, form things we call consortias. These consortias bring all our issues within one particular system, and it's able to push for the needs that we actually want to be met. So once we are able to access these resources, tumekuwa tunasikia pesa zinaletwanga hata mpaka hapa kwa county. Most of the time, this money either it is mismanaged here, or sometimes wanasema it is zinarudishwa kwa national government. So how we access those resources so that we can begin economic empowerment programs. The moment tunaji-empower economically, we stop being used. And then now we are carrying the resources. That means we have some capacity. Then the other thing is, let us also train ourselves on the most needed things. We don't know much about policies. Let us start taking time to understand how do policies get formed, right? What are the processes that go through so that these policies eventually get to become what the political parties pass through members of parliament, in the parliament. You understand? So once we have been able to empower ourselves like that, when we get into these political parties, I'm telling you, you won't be taken as just anyone that is coming into the party, but you'll be having an equal seat on that particular table because you've also come with some sort of influence on the table.
Wow. Pascal, ni kama unaweza ongea siku yote tukikupea nafasi. But before we give him any other opportunity, maybe I have just some few questions that I want to pose to the audience that of course our panelists here pia watasaidia ku contribute where need be. Maybe to our audience today, what should political parties do differently to respond to youth priorities? Unainua tu mkono. Wewe unaona ni nini ambacho political parties wanaweza fanya differently kushughulikia mambo yetu kama vijana?
Wajamaa, sasa hii ndio ni time. Mbebe mikono mjibu.
Wanna digest swali is allowed. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. As I said, I'm Alfida, that's Namlata from Sirisia. So basically, I think what they should do now, we all know the problems, and every time it's like we're introducing new problems. I'd like them to do what we call to base on the solution based and the execution based plan.
Yes, yes.
Rather than just relying on problems every time. Employment, kazi, sijui nini, such like things. Pesa, economies. Kenya has a lot of money. We have a lot of things, and I think when they come on the ground, at least they come up with something which is very new. And basically on my part, I'm preferring for that. To go on solution-based plans in place. Whereby, for example, the ages. Yeah? Venye tu amesema kuna wale wenye party. People are old, over 60 years, over 70 years, but they're still there holding positions. Now I've been just checking on my social media here. I've seen Atoli in the airplane. It's coming back to Kenya. It's flying back. You have young workers here, JSS teachers, and na wengine hapa, si ndio? Yeah, so they're enjoying, and they're here. So tunangojea kuja to make decisions. So basically, and then something else also. Wacha wakipata, for example, kwa influential, maybe a business person pale, farmer.
Yeah.
Wacha mtu aendelee na vitu anafanya. Wacha kumleta mtu kwa siasa, because one, tusikwe tunarunikana kila mahali sisi wote. It's just like in a political space. Nikivai na my friend here Buke, obviously there'll be number 1, there'll be number 2. In fact, when you're kura wote, they're number 2s. So which means let's do what we are best in. Sawa. Tukwe the US way. If you're good in bakery, do bakeries as a family. If you're good in IT, do ITs. Sawa. So basically, I'm just not trying to advise of us here. If you're not good in politics, wachana nayo. Do something else. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. One more, a lady. We have other questions. So tusikai kwa question moja. Tupe a lady, then we go to the next question. We'll do 2 people per question. Thank you.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
I'm Minage. And my view on party influence on youths, what I can say is I'd love to see political parties making sure that there is timely implementation of policies.
Sure.
If our leaders are going to promise us roads, may we see them delivering what they have promised. I want to see political parties making sure that there is policy continuation. If somebody else started a project, the political party will make sure that when another person takes over the office or the position, he or she is going to continue the same project. Not in a situation whereby every time someone is given an opportunity to do something, once this person leaves the office, he or she leaves with the money and everything, and the project is not going to continue. Yes.
Thank you so much. The next question, we can clap for them. The next question, how can young people influence parties without becoming blindly partisan? Wewe kama kijana kutoka Bungoma County, how can you influence parties without becoming blindly partisan? Si pia wewe ukifika huko kwa chama unaanza kusema sasa sisi ndo wenye chama. How? Yes. We can give the yeah. Okay. All right.
Thank you once more, Isaac Wanyonyi here. The first thing I will say that youth should understand the party policies. Because going there, the reason as why we go there na tunamezwa na pia sisi tunaanza kusema sisi watu wa chama kubwa.
Yes.
It's because we don't understand the party policies and the party organs and the structures and how they work and how they should work.
Yeah.
For instance, I know inside here, the way Bwana Jotham was saying, it is someone has now understood that before a manifesto is done or anything is proposed in the parliament, it begins from
political
the political aspect of it, party aspect of it. So we should understand before we join, not just to join blindly. Thank you.
Thank you. A lady kule nyuma. Joy, nimeona mkono yako sana, utafikiwa. Thank you.
I have a point here that is crying and shedding some blood. And my point is, sisi kama vijana, tunatumika vibaya sana na wanasiasa. And it's high time these leaders and political parties start to view sisi, we as partners in building our country and even these political parties. Watuone tu kama watu wenye tunawahitaji, as if we are vulnerable. This country is a young country and the majority are youths who are visionary, energetic, and we have all it takes to take this country to the next level, right?
True.
Jana nimekuwa kwa matanga mahali. Nikaona mheshimiwa mwenzangu hapo anapatia vijana hapo some 500 shillings. Akienda kuongea wampigie makofi. Wampigie makofi akisema wanasema ni wewe tu ndo uko bwana. That is the position that we as the youth or the young generation tunawekwa kama viongozi. They are not seeing something valuable in us that we can bring on board. So my plea ni kwamba sisi kama vijana, our leaders and political parties, we might not have money, but we have brains, we have visions, we have ideas. If they embrace our ideas and the visions that we have as the young generation, we can take this county to the next level. And the leaders also we need to focus on civic engagement and and also mentorship programs. We need to make, we can't assume that they know everything. These people, they're aging, but they lack information. Sisi wenye tumepitia experience ngumu, we have a lot of information and ideas maybe than them. I'm not saying kwa ubaya, but jana iliniuma ni ile tu whatever that I said ilifurahisha watu, wakanipigia makofi wakafurahia, but si kuwalipa. It was they applauded me for whatever that I said. Na sisi vijana pia tusitumike vibaya, tuongeleshe vijana wetu huko nje. I had an opportunity, nikasema I want to recruit youths in this ward, tufanye na wao kazi, wasaidie wakulima kujua the status of their soil, to promote soil, to promote sustainable livelihood, na tukuwe na enough food in our homestead. Lakini for my surprise nikitoka, vijana wakanisurround wengi sana kuomba ni wafinye kitu. Bali kumina hosindu mheshimiwa. Bali hororiana unatuachaje? Tuko tu watu 7 hapa.
Asante mheshimiwa, asante.
Kidogo tu.
Asante.
I expected them waniuliza umesema hapo mambo ya kazi. Unaweza tunaweza join aje? So we need to teach our youths and embrace them. Thank you so much.
Very true, very true. Maybe let me ask the next question. Joy will answer the next one kindly. Maybe young people wa Bungoma, najua tumesema kwamba kuna vitu mingi kwa political parties, but what do you think are the issues that should political parties prioritize kwa hii county yetu ya Bungoma? Let us not even talk about the country at large. We are talking about our county. Vitu gani political parties wanaweza faa ku prioritize, because tumeelezewa tukaambiwa kwamba hizi reforms zinaanzia huko kwa political parties. Hapo nyuma as we go.
Thank you once again. I'll start with my county, Bungoma. I feel like the biggest issue in most political parties in Bungoma is they don't have regard for the youth. They don't have any regard for the youth, and they don't even train the youth in their political parties. So unapata we don't have any voice na mtu kama mimi, I wouldn't want to join a political party here in Bungoma where they don't even have regard for me. If I table any policy or any issue that I have, they wouldn't take it seriously because 1, they don't have regard for me as a youth. 2, they feel like I'm vulnerable, and as someone said, we the youth don't have the money or the monies to feel like for them to feel like we are important. And then they don't train us. They don't train, like I don't see more training facilities or forums or something like this. Is the first time I'm seeing something like this. For sure. And it's actually kudos to the panelists and the organizers. We really appreciate for that. But we should have continuous training, continuous like public forums. We normally hold public forums for us, like for the youths who are in a group called Occupy Bungoma. We try to have barazas and talk to the common wananchi. try to talk to the youths, like in Moka, try to talk to the youths, like to see what the issue is, to know why they're in crime, why they're in addiction and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you see, we have the information, we have the know-how, but the party leaders or the older generation in the parties, they don't have regard for that. They don't see anything like the things that we're doing as holding water.
Yeah.
And the thing of easy handouts and stuff, it needs to end.
True.
Yeah.
Thank you. Last, wamesema huku mbele una neglect watu sana.
Okay, thank you.
I still have one more question. You will get an opportunity. Yes.
My name is Brian Kusan from Cheptais. Okay, my view is this, that our political parties, first of all, they have their objectives. And according to me, the objectives should be based on the following. Number one, education. We all know that education, it is the foundation of change. And therefore, when a political party is formed, then the objectives should go hand in hand with what? Education. What they need to do in education. Like, for example, we have schools in rural areas. Nobody cares about those schools. Let's say, for example, a school in Cheptais there. Let's say Cheskaki.
Yeah.
You cannot awezi linganisha hiyo shule na hii Bungoma DB hapa hivi. It is why, because of political parties, they have different agendas. Then number two, they also need to look into TVETs. They need to have an objectives in which resources are going to be channeled into these particular TVETs, so that not all young Kenyans will feel that it is only a university that has that pathway to success. Then number two, they also need to focus on agriculture. We all understand that agriculture, it is the mother of everything, especially here in Bungoma. All of us, our peasants, parents, our peasant farmers, we depend on agriculture. And therefore, political parties should have their objectives in that they must look for markets for the farmers so that they help them in selling their products rather than bringing in middlemen in which they are going to bring the cost down.
Yeah.
Then number two, the political parties will also look into peace and unity. We all know that we are heading to the elections. And to me, youths are not supposed to be remembered only during the time of voting. We need to be included. We need to be motivated. We need to be molded. And that political party should include youths back to the village. We need to have leaders who are representing these particular parties. Otherwise, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. As we wind up the conversation, what kind of leaders should political parties nominate? Ndio hawa sisi tunakaribia elections. What do you think are the kind of leaders political parties should nominate?
Thank you. Nilikuwa sijainua mkono.
Pole jameni, tumekufikia.
Well, the kind of leaders that political parties should nominate, I believe
kamera ndo hii hapa, utaiangalia kamera hapa. Thank you. So,
okay, correct.
All right.
Correct. Okay, thank you very much. I'm Lewis. So the kind of leaders that political parties should nominate, I'll first of all agree with my friend who talked about education.
Yes.
It all goes down back to the system of education that we give our people. So then after education, that is when we can be able to come up with pillars that can sustain any political space. Then number three, an item of concern. We must have leaders who are accountable. Leaders who understand the needs of the people, leaders who understand the slogan and the manifesto of the parties which they are which they are representing.
Yes.
And then the leaders who understand the pillars under which the country is operating. Take, for example, today we are having a broad-based government. Did we vote in a broad-based government? We did not. We voted in Kenya Kwanza government under UDA. The slogan during the campaign period was kazi ni kazi, bottom up. Are we still holding the bottom up agenda? We are not. So it means that along the way, there is something that doesn't work. What is it that is not working? It is interests. as long as someone's interests are taken care of,
Yes.
then they will definitely veer off from the original objective which they had.
Yeah.
Then lastly, the aspect of leadership.
All right.
We must also have working structures both in government and both in political parties.
True.
Take for example, we have parties which have caucuses, the women caucus, the youth caucus, the mainstream, and so on.
Yeah.
And then we have a government which has three arms, the executive, judiciary, legislature. Under the same arms, we again have departments. But look at how the executive is manipulating the judiciary. Look at how the executive is manipulating the legislature. It's all cutting down to the leadership. How are we supposed now to work on this thing which is affecting all of us as Kenyans? And we are talking about the Kenya I want. It means that these structures which are already established are not working. They have collapsed.
Yes.
So where should we begin? We should begin from having leaders with integrity. My friend talked about the constitution.
Kindly, please wind up.
I'm winding up.
All right.
The aspect of the constitution cuts across board.
Yeah.
If we can just give the constitution its space to operate, then we will not have this discussion going on. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. One person, then we close.
Finally. Okay, thank you so much. With all due respect, Cyprian Wanyama, incoming MCA, Halaba Ward. Political parties ni watu wagani ambao wanatakana wakuwe nominated.
Yeah.
Kwanza watu wenye wako available. Political party should nominate somebody who is available. Somebody who is ready to work. Somebody who understand why he is being picked upon to do that task.
Yeah.
So mimi chenye mimi nataka kusema tu, political party nitakana ichague watu ambao pia wako na kisomo. Tusichague tu mtu ambaye anaenda kufika huko hajui chenye ameenda kufanya. Number 3, political parties wachague mtu ambaye anajua ni nini anaenda kufanya. Kwa sababu kuna mtu ambaye amesomea biashara na anachukuliwa anapelekwa kwa education. So unaona itafika mahali hiyo kitu itamlemea. So political parties pia wanatakana waangalie background ya huyo mtu, ni nini haswa anaenda kufanya. So that hata akienda kuperform ile duty tuone kitu ambacho ameenda kuchukuliwa huko. Otherwise me I'm so grateful to participate in this Kenya we want. Na nilikuwa na maneno mingi lakini kwa sababu
utakuwa na next forum.
Ukikaa hapa mbele hauwezi chaguliwa sana. Next time utakaa mahali penye nafula kwa hapo ndio unachukuliwa. Asante sana.
All right, thank you so much. I think for the past 2 hours tumekuwa na information na conversation ambayo imetubuild sisi kama vijana. Labda tu I just get 2 people, one gentleman and one lady, before we go to the socials tuone kule social media watu wanasema nini. Maybe just tell us what is the takeaway you are taking home today from the conversations that we've had today. Tumeongelea the Kenya we want, tumeongelea mambo ya reforms, tumeongelea mambo ya the importance of political parties. What is that one thing you're taking away home today from this conversation that we've had today? Kindly. Just 2 people, one lady and one gentleman.
Thank you. I'm Rehema Mutios from Mount Elgon.
All right.
And one thing that I'm taking home is that as youths of Bungoma, or rather Kenya,
yes,
we should now join political parties in large numbers.
Amazing.
As from today, mimi naenda kuchagua chama na kuanzia kesho.
Makofi kwa wapi Rehema tafadhali.
Kwa mitandao, pale Facebook, Rehema Mutios, mtaona tu nimechukua, nimehama sasa, nimevaa uniform ya chama. Kama ni ya UDA mtani watu pale na dress ya yellow. Yellow. Kesho, kuanzia kesho we are joining political parties personally. Mimi naingia kwa chama na 2027 labda nitakuwa kwa ballots. Na kama sitakuwa kwa ballots na support chama, nijue chama yangu ina agenda gani kwa vijana wa Kenya. Asanteni sana.
Very important. Thank you. Another one? Yes.
Finally, I'm Wanyonyi Jasper. I'm back again. I'm taking this point home. Let's read the Constitution, understand what are the needs of the Constitution to us as citizens.
Yes.
Number 2, select leaders according to the Constitution also.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you. One more person tukifunga. Huku mbele kuna watu huku mbele. Watu wa Busia sijawasikia sana. Kuna kijana wa Busia hapa. All right. Okay.
this year. Jambo vijana.
Jambo.
Vijana power. Vijana power. To me, the whole conversation revolves around sustainability.
Yeah.
The political parties should focus on sustainability to build what the Kenya wants. And we Kenyans, we youths have to, whatever we do, we have to consider what is it that we want. Something sustainable, because so that we cannot cause the future. Who are the future guys? Our kids, our younger brothers and the rest. So whatever we think about, let's focus around sustainability.
Thank you.
Then also let's learn what our rights are as youths. From the African Youth Charter and the rest, Article 11 and the rest of the activities. Let's focus on that. Si ndio namna hiyo?
Thank you.
Halafu si tutaparticipate kwa mambo ingine. Na simubarikiwe.
Asante. Miriam, do we have any comments from the digital platforms?
Yes. We have comments in our Facebook page. For example, we have Honorable Sydney Osia Omuna. He says, I want the Kenya where there is equal democracy, rights and youth inclusivity in every decision making. Then we have Wanchala Haron says, he's very ready for this and he look forward to a Kenya that has the best governance system. Then we have Hiram Nixon. He says he's listening from Kakamega County and he wants the Kenya where leaders are accountable on their manifestos promised during campaign. Anasema to occupy political parties. Then we have Feikim from Bungoma. Anasema the Kenya I want an accessible and high quality healthcare services for everyone, especially the vulnerable in the community. Then Halima Abdallah says, I'm listening from Kakamega County and the Kenya that I want ni ile yenye everyone has freedom of speech and treated fairly to participate. Then we have Esther Amor says, lazima tujenge Kenya. We want as vijana tujiunge na political parties. Then Wesonga Alex anasema, the Kenya I want is one where young people are not merely listened to, but are actively included in shaping decision, influencing policies and driving countries' development. Nikiangalia pale juu naona, we have Cedric Mbwaga, who is our parents, anasema, I am already old enough. I have children and nowadays deadly visit anytime, anyone at any time. So it's all about my sons, the Kenya I want for my children. I want a Kenya where my son or daughter can succeed because of their talent and hard work, not because they know someone. A Kenya that is safe and fair, where they can do business, ride a boda or walk home at night without fear of insecurity. He says a Kenya with affordable school fees, food and healthcare, and a clean environment they can truly inherit. Most of all, I want a Kenya they are proud to stay in and build, not one day have to leave to make it. That's the Kenya I want for my children. Then we have Victor Rapando says, I envision a Kenya where every voice matters, a nation where marginalized groups are not only heard but also meaningfully represented at the decision-making table. True progress is achieved when everyone has an equal opportunity to participate in shaping our future. Together, let's build an inclusive, just and equitable Kenya. Then we have Mishmish says, the Kenya I want is a Kenya where there is freedom of expression, a peaceful Kenya, and a Kenya that is corruption free. Then Wiki says, Weekly for Tieno, I envision a Kenya where every citizen has a voice and the opportunity to influence a change.
Thank
a Kenya
you.
where leadership is a calling to serve, not a privilege to exploit, and where inclusivity, accountability, and equal opportunities are the foundation of our society. Together we can build a nation where every person is heard, valued, and empowered to shape a better future for all. Thank you so much, guys, for your comments. So this conversation will keep continuing. Kindly keep sharing your comments. Follow us at the Kenya We Want Western Region, and we'll be glad to share your comments. Thank you.
Thank you, Miriam. Thank you so much. Thank you for voicing the voice of the digital youths who are following us. We are live on Sarah House and the Kenya I Want Western Region. Of course, tukitoka hapa tukipiga picha, make sure you hashtag us to participate so that we can be able to continue with the conversation. We have agreed that hii conversation haishi leo. Ni conversation tunaenda kuipush mpaka to make reforms kwa country yetu. Si ni ukweli? Sawa sawa. As we come to the closing point, I want to give my panelists an opportunity a minute each to tell us for young people to deliver the Kenya they want, they must do what? What must young people do to deliver the Kenya we want? 1 minute each. Jotham?
Thank you. Before I speak, those ones on phone, kindly just pay attention. We invited you here for a reason. We want you to escalate this engagement to villages, to schools, and everywhere. So I know from psychological point of view, phones will always distract your attention. Now, there is a hybrid way of how young people can usher in reforms. Remember when I began, I said that the Kenya we want won't happen by accident. It's through deliberate actions. Kenya is a constitutional democracy. It means things are done as by the established laws, rules, and policies. As young people, we can actually usher in sustainable reforms by being at the table where those decisions are being made. As currently we speak, there's only one table where decisions are made. That is actually a political party. There's no any other else. You may form a youth group, fine, well, no problem. But anything that will literally impact your life is through us joining political parties and influencing decisions from within. For example, I just want to give a specific example. You're a young person, a social innovator, who want to change the life of vulnerable community members in the village. You know, those people who live below $2 per day.
Yeah.
So through your political party as a strategist, si lazima ukuwe na pesa, as a strategist, someone who can think and convince those part owners. You may say, I want the party to sponsor us to develop proposals to these global NGOs that fund vulnerable houses in terms of grants or other items. Hakuna party leader mwenye utakuwa na idea kama yakose kusikiza. So in such a case, you are like going to touch the lives of those vulnerable households through a policy. So kindly, this is our time for us to bring reforms. And yes, it's only through the parties that can achieve the Kenya we want yenye umesema. Asanteni.
Thank you. Sophie?
Thank you. The Kenya we want will not be built by one leader. The Kenya we want will not be built by one youth who doesn't participate. Kenya we want will be built by youths who will choose action, who will choose to participate in the various spaces in our daily lives. Remember, the generation that comes after us depends on the decisions we are going to make. If we miss now, this generation will suffer the problems we are suffering. And these are our children, our grandchildren, and many other people that will come after us. Maze, tumejaribu tweets, tumejaribu streets hazijawak. Mbona tuzijaribu political parties. Thank you.
Thank you. Pascal?
Thank you. 3 things within 1 minute. And I'm going to adhere to that. I know I usually talk a lot. Number 1, can I encourage my fellow young people that we should not be easily accessible to these politicians that just misuse us.
True.
That's number 1. Number 2, let us also take this very seriously, that we engage in activities that empower us financially, so that we are not prone to be misused. Now, there is something that I believe all of you will agree. Unaweza panga mkutano yenye iko objective, na the result might be long term, not short term. Unaweza panga mkutano na useme, I'm inviting the young people to come. Trust me, the first thing you will always say, utatupatia kitu gani? How much are you going to pay me? And imagine it is something that is objective, something that can empower them within 6 months or 1 year period. But if it's not going to pay them that very day, they will not show up in that meeting. So we ourselves are the problem that make these particular people misuse us, because we are freely available and we have gotten used to the tokenistic culture. If we kick that one out, we are in a better place. The third thing, when you show up at the ballot box on the election day, Aki, please, I'm telling you guys, do not be deluded that whoever you are going to vote for, that you have made that decision. That person you are going to find on the ballot box was already decided for you long time ago before you came to the ballot box. So the reason why we are saying join the political parties is because through that political party, number one, as I said, the numbers, you will select amongst you the person that embodies character, competence, and capacity. Those qualities that we need in a leader. Imagine there's amongst us with track records, but because we are not in political parties, the parties will nominate someone, and that person will end on the ballot box, and then you, from wherever, your primary or whatever, you go to the ballot box and say, I have elected, unatoka na hiyo rangi, unasema nilivote. You never voted. You only endorsed that particular person that the party decided for you. So join the political parties, participate in the primaries, nominate the person that embodies the leadership qualities that can bring the reforms in the parties. Because hao watu ndio watenda hata wachange huko kwa hiyo party. Unaona? Then lastly, usipoingia kwa chama, umesikia? Usipoingia kwa chama, wewe ndio utakuwa menu. So ingia chama upate power. Nimemaliza.
Thank you. Let us clap for our panelists. They have given us insightful information. Pascal ametuambia tusipoingia chama tutakuwa sawa sawa. Thank you so much. I want to thank the young people from Bungoma County who have joined us today, both virtually and in person. I really want to appreciate, because as someone said back there, this is like among the first conversations that is bringing just young people together to talk about matters, reforms and politics. And we believe that this is not the last one. We believe that we'll have more of this, and we'll have more objective youths. Leo tuna very objective youths ambao wana believe in reforms, ambao wana believe in taking our county to the next level. And I want to appreciate you for being very objective, for respecting each other's opinions, because tulisema opinion ya kila mtu ina matter. Sini ukweli. Also, we have also realized that today, for us to be able to have the Kenya that we want, we require to have organized participations like the one we've had today. We also have to have a civic responsibility. Zile information tumesoma hapa leo, wewe usiende kukaa nayo. Sasa unaona wewe sasa ndio mwenye party, pia wewe utaki kuambia wase wengine vile wanafaa kujua hizi vitu. Go out there, tukue ambassadors, tuongeleshe watu kwa villages, tuongeleshe watu kwa constituencies, kwa wards, tuwaeleze kwamba sisi ndo wenye tuko na hizi reforms in our hands, and we can make the change that we want in our counties. Also tumekuja tukarealize kwamba political parties matter because zina influence who gets to the ballot. Vile Pascal ametuambia, wewe unadhani wewe kuenda kupiga kura, wewe ndio umemake decisions? Hapana. Hizo decisions zilimekiwa kwa political parties. So if we join these political parties, tuta make sure kwamba ule mwenye anakuwa nominated ni mtu mwenye akona our reforms at heart. Mtu ambaye anaweza tusikiza, mtu ambaye anaweza push agendas ambazo zinasaidia vijana na kila mtu uko nje. So the message we are taking home today is, we are not just going to be complaining, we are not just going to be watching, we are not just going to be posting. When we are going to participate, we are going to be organized, and we are learning how power works so that we can shape the Kenya that we want. Thank you so much. We keep the conversation going on social media. Of course, make sure you tag us using the hashtag to participate. And I want to thank you so much for listening to me. Kama kuna mtu nilikwaza, my apologies. My name is Deborah Kisongochi, and this has been the Kenya I Won Bungoma County Edition. Asanteni sana.
Actually, I want to take this opportunity to give a vote of thanks. But before we do that, kujoin kwa party, you dial star 509, you join the party of your choice.
Kindly, before the vote of thanks, there is another program we are implementing with Shofco. Shofco is actually more of civic engagement. So there is a list, itasaculate. Watu wa Bungoma peke yake, mnisaidie kusaini, tafadhali. Kindly. Sawa sawa. especially kama uko between 18 to 35. Kama umepita kidogo, si sign. Sawa sawa. So watu ya Bungoma mtanisaidia hiyo list kusign. Thank you.
Asante. Kuna list iko pale kwa meza, pitia hapo sign kama huja sign. Tumemaliza, nadhani tumefunga, na I really wish to take this golden opportunity to first of all thank our moderator. Si amefanya kazi mzuri? Si tumpe makofi jameni.
Natoka Sirisia constituency. Yes, thank you.
Sirisia is heavy.
Sema tu Sirisia inatosha.
Actually, relax, tutaomba. Actually, yeah, tuweze kuwa nini. Actually, pia nataka kuchukua this opportunity kushukuru our panelists. Si wamefanya kazi mzuri, wametujenga na informations namna hiyo. Tuwakilapie 1, 2. Asante. Na back to you guys. I believe we got the right team. You participated very well. You contributed heavily to this big conversation. Na nataka niwashukuru sana kwa kutokea na the part you played. Actually, you made this event to be lively na to be fruitful. Sinamna hiyo, tujipigie makofi jameni. 1, 2. Asante. 1 minute to Miriam, alafu nadhani tutakuwa tumemaliza. Asanteni sana, wacha Mungu awabariki. Alafu mchungaji hapa tukishamaliza atatuombea. Then we've got a tin plenty hapo chini. Pia tutapitia pale tupate kitu. Asante.
Thank you so much, Peter. First, we'll wish to, of course, as Peter said, to appreciate all of you for showing up for this great engagement on the Kenya we want to see. And in the house, we are also joined by our colleagues who've traveled all the way from Busia County to join this particular conversation. So last weekend, we were in Vihiga, and the other weekend, we were in Busia and Bungoma to join them in this conversation. As we all know, Western region, we are brothers and sisters. So we are a brother county to Busia, and they felt important for them to join this conversation. So I will just hand over a mic to them, and they share with us in brief their name and what is the expectation of the people of Busia.
Wanasema tukishasema vote of thanks tumemaliza. Si ni ukweli? Vijana power. Vijana power. Mko fiti? Mimi naitwa Joy Shama, natoka Busia County. Vijana wa Busia County wamesema wako ready sana kuparticipate, si ndio? And today hatuna mambo mengi ya kusema. We are just encouraging our fellow young people. Oh, bado tuko live. Pole. Nilikuwa na address watu nikiwaangalia. My encouragement is just let us be very aggressive na hii maneno ya party politics, because saa zingine unaenda huko ukidhani ati ni diplomacy, umeenda ni kama umeenda interview ya job, but if Baba Raila Amolo Odinga is your political mentor, you know that most of the time politics lazima usukumane na watu, si ndio vijana? So hii conversation tukiitoa hapa, tusipeleke huko kwa chama na hiyo energy ya chini ati watu songeeko. We are going to take our rightful spaces in these political parties. Are we together? Yeah, we are not going to request them ati tumekuja tafadhali tunaomba mtusonge. Every political party has a youth league. Go through the 103 political parties and decide which one you are going to go into, and become very aggressive about taking up the rightful position that is meant for us as young people. Asanteni sana. Frida.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's nice to be in Bungoma, and I'd like to say let us join the political parties so that they can be able to influence the reforms that we need as the youth. Thank you.
Yes, we have Victor. Yes. Okay.
Yes, hello everyone. I am Victor Apando, as I said earlier. I come from Busia, and my takeaway home is that sisi kama watu wa Busia tulisema participate. So I will also urge you people from Bungoma, thank you first of all for warm welcome, and let's tuingie kwa hizi chama, then let's participate fully so that at least our voice are heard. Tumeambiwa kwamba na our panelists we work smart and don't work hard. So tukiwa nje ya chama tutaenda street, but finally bado hivyo vyama ndo bado zitapitisha hizi vitu kwa bunge. So that's how important these political parties are.